The path along which electricity flow is called the circuit. So that path in which electric current flows is called a circuit. Electricity flows only if the circuit is complete, means if the circuit is broken or incomplete from any point, electricity does not flow through that circuit. With the help of an activity, you can easily demonstrate this thing. You have to take a bulb and connect it with the help of wires and a cell. Now, as you can see in this arrangement, a bulb is connected with the wires. Now, when we attach the two ends of the wire with a cell, you will notice that bulb will start glowing. So right now the path of the circuit, you can see the circuit is complete. So the bulb is glowing, electricity flow is flowing through the circuit and bulb starts glowing. Now as soon as we break this path, electric current stops flowing through the circuit and you will see that bulb will not glow now. So here in this case bulb is not glowing right now because circuit is not complete. Therefore, from this above activity we can conclude that electricity flows only if the circuit is complete or closed. If the circuit is broken or incomplete, then electricity does not flow. Conductors and insulators. As you can see here, a circuit diagram is given to us. But this circuit is incomplete. As you can see, two ends of the wire are not connected with each other. So let us take an iron pin and connect both the ends of the wire with this iron pin. Observe the flow of current. That means the current is flowing through the circuit. We have connected the ends of the wire with the help of an iron pin and the current starts flowing in the circuit, due to which this bulb is glowing. Now take an eraser and connect the two ends of the wire with the eraser. Can you notice now? Current is not flowing through the circuit. There are certain substances which allow electricity to pass through them. These substances are called as conductors. Electricity can easily flow from one point to another in the conductors. Some examples of conductors are metals such as copper, silver, iron, etc. They all are conductors of electricity. Human body also allow electricity to flow, so human body is also a conductor of electricity. Impure water is also a conductor of electricity. Whereas there are certain substances which do not allow electricity to flow through them, like paper, wood, rubber, plastic. Electricity cannot flow through these substances. These substances are called as insulator. Distilled water is also an example of insulator. We know when we keep two bodies with different temperature in contact with each other, then heat flows from the body which is at higher temperature towards the body which is at low temperature. For example, if we keep two bodies, one A and B, in contact with each other, the temperature of body A is 50 degrees Celsius while the temperature of body B is 20 degrees Celsius. Then the direction of heat flow will be from A towards B, and this flow of heat will continue until both the bodies attain same temperature. In the same way, if we take two jars A and B with different levels of water, the level of water in jar A is higher than the level of water in jar B. Both the jars are connected with a tube at the bottom and a stopcock. So when we allow the water to flow, then you will notice that water will flow from jar A towards jar B, and the flow of water will continue till the level of water in both the jars become equal. In the same way, whenever two charged conductors are joined together, then flow of electron take place from the conductor in which more number of electrons are there towards the conductor which have less or no electrons. And this movement of electrons stop when both the conductors attain same number of electrons. For example, if we keep two conductors, one positively charged and other one uncharged. So positively charged, if we say a positively charged conductor, that means it has deficit of electrons, means it has less or no number of electrons. While if we say negative charged conductor, that means that conductor has excess of electron. So here we are having one conductor positively charged and other one uncharged. So when we connect a positively charged conductor with an uncharged conductor with the help of a metallic wire, then that uncharged conductor automatically induce a negative charge on it, which means that now conductor B, which was initially uncharged, now attain negative charge. So it will have an excess of electron. So electrons will flow from conductor B towards conductor A. Therefore, when a positively charged conductor is connected with an uncharged conductor, then movement of electrons will be from an uncharged conductor to a positively charged conductor. Now, in second case, if we connect a negatively charged conductor with an uncharged conductor. Now, A is negatively charged and B is an uncharged conductor. So, since A is negatively charged, then therefore B will automatically induce a positive charge on it. And positive charge means deficit of electron. Therefore, A is having excess of electron. So, electrons will flow from conductor A towards conductor B. Thus, when a negatively charged conductor is connected with an uncharged conductor, then movement of electron is from negatively charged conductor towards an uncharged conductor. In the third case, if we connect a positively charged conductor A with a negatively charged conductor B, so it is very clear that conductor A is having deficit of electron while conductor B is having excess of electron. So electrons will flow from conductor B towards conductor A. Thus, when two charged conductors, one positively charged is connected with a negatively charged conductor, then electrons will flow from negatively charged conductor towards positively charged conductors. Now, moving electrons constitute electric current. Means electric current develops when electron moves from one point to another. The direction of current is taken opposite to the direction of motion of electrons. Means electrons move from negative to positive, but the direction of current is taken from positive to negative. If we want to keep electric current flowing, which means electrons should continuously move from one conductor to another conductor. But we know once both the conductor attain same number of electrons, then the motion of electron stops. Therefore, it is necessary that we have to maintain an excess of electron on one conductor while deficit of electron on another conductor. Therefore, we use the electric cell in which we have two conductors. One is the positively charged, that is anode, and other one negatively charged, that is cathode. With the help of electrolyte, chemical reactions takes place, and due to those chemical reactions, on cathode there is always an excess of electron, and on anode, which is positively charged, a deficit of electron is always there. Therefore, there is a continuous motion of electron from cathode towards anode. So electric current continues to flow in a cell. Current is defined as the rate of flow of charge, means how much charge is flowing in 1 second. So it is called as the current. We measure current in the unit ampere, for which we use symbol capital A. This unit is named after the scientist Ampere.